Hey there, YouTube family. Welcome to the Stocks with Josh show. Today was an exciting first day in the markets for 2023. The bulls and the bears battled it out. I spent the whole day poring over the charts. I've got some thoughts on the direction of the S&P 500. I'm also going to do a lightning round of your favorite stocks, and I'm going to give you 4 lessons learned to becoming a better trader in 2023. Let's start off with the S&P 500. I think there's clearly forming a flag pattern with a defined support and resistance, and today's candle was a tall-bodied doji. This shows the struggle between the bulls and the bears for direction of the market. Neither one of them lost, neither one of them won. It really ended somewhat of a stalemate. If we break and close below 3,800 tomorrow, then I think the selling is going to accelerate. And alternatively, if we were to break above and close above 3880 on the S&P 500, then these markets could defy gravity and go higher. Today was a reminder that the bulls and the bears, they show up every day to fight out the direction of the markets. Everybody, of course, is saying that the markets are going to go lower and the market's going to crash in 2023. And that's how I've set up my personal trades. I'm positioned for stocks to go down. However, today's action reminded me that the bulls are going to show up each and every day and fight out the direction for each and every stock. These markets are not just going to be handed to the bears. I mentioned in a video a couple days ago that the VIX was low. It was sitting on support and that it was getting ready to fire off and get the markets moving. And that's exactly what happened today. The VIX jumped around 6%. I think that's just the beginning of the VIX party. I think it's just getting started. I want to remind everybody what the VIX is. It measures volatility of the S&P 500. And that volatility that it measures is the fear and stress of the traders. A while ago, I gave an example of what the VIX is like. It's like a bunch of traders. When they go through an alley, they're buyers. But when they turn around and go back the way they came, they're sellers. And the VIX measures how fearful everybody is. So when some data reports come out, if they come out and they scare everybody, then they quickly sell their stocks, they turn around, they go back the direction they came, they don't continue their journey going long and going towards profits. So right now, the fear had sort of settled down through the month of December, and it got to a place where there was a little bit of a lower fear index. But now we're beginning for that to jump up. That's the VIX. And the higher it climbs, the more likely we will see big sell-off days or big moves in the market. It's going to be the data reports. It's going to be the Fed. It's going to be anything that spooks people and causes them to sell all their stocks and run the opposite direction and stop. They're not going long anymore. They're going short. They're going back the way they came. So the VIX is going higher. I think that I was watching Larry's show today. He talked about the idea of this a little bit when he was talking about Tesla. He was talking about the irrational fear of how far it's getting oversold. Now, we know that things can remain oversold for a long period of time, but we also have to keep in mind that a lot of that relates to fear in the market, the current macro environment, and doesn't relate to the actual company or the stock itself, and that creates a buying opportunity. And you've got to be mindful, he made this point, that that will turn on a dime and the institutional money will swoop in when retail hands are quickly selling. We don't know the bottom of Tesla, but we do know that we are no longer buying the top. Remember, guys, the top was $414, and today we're sitting at $105, around that range. Okay, I want to quickly cover with you guys 4 problems that retail traders have. I know they have these problems because I had them myself when I began my journey. I can relate to them. And in the chat group that I keep an eye on, a lot of times these are the types of questions that come up. Retail traders, one of the biggest problems that they have is that they only go long. They don't know how to short stocks. They don't know how to buy put options. They don't even know about the inverse ETFs like that I share with you guys, like the SQQ or the SPXS. These are the types of investments that you can make that allow you to profit when the markets crash. And the bottom line is that most retail traders are in one position only. They're like in one gear, going forward, only going long. They can never put the car in reverse and back up from a situation and benefit from going a different direction. So if you want to grow in 2023 and become a better trader, you've got to look at ways to hedge and make money whether the markets are going up or whether the markets are going down. Number 2, biggest problem that retail traders have, they buy the hype. Stories sell, and people get wrapped up in stories, and they get caught up in stories, and then they stay within the story well after the move or the opportunity has come and gone. Institutional money is selling into the story. They're pumping the story. CNBC, I don't mean to throw anybody under the bus, but Jim Cramer is often pumping the story when it's at its very top. The retail people, they buy the story. They buy the story because they don't know how to do the fundamentals. They don't know how to do the charts. And so they are relying on other people to tell them what a good stock is without being able to determine what it is for themselves. So in 2023, stop trading the story and start learning how to do some of the fundamental deep dives. It's not hard. A lot of it, you can just start off by Googling your questions. A lot of those answers will pop up. There's a lot of different places you can gather information. Charting is scary, but you got to begin. You got to pop up the chart and just begin to move things around and draw some lines, and you'll realize that your journey's begun. That's a great thing and a great way of growing and becoming a better trader in 2023. Number 3 biggest problem that retail traders have is they only are interested in buying cheap stocks. They only want penny stocks. They only want OTC stocks. They only want stocks at $1. Now I get it, because you know what? You're wanting to make money faster. You feel like you have to catch up. You feel like you have to grow your trade account. But the problem with this is that oftentimes those stocks, those penny stocks, are under $1 for a reason, because they're the forsaken remnants of the smart money, the investment community. They're the ones that everybody gave up on. And yes, you could get sort of a diamond in the rough. It's possible. But most of the time, retail traders, they roll from one high-risk trade to another high-risk trade. And I would suggest that you should consider investing in some great value stocks, some of the ones that I've talked about on this show. Do your own research, find some companies that you think are growing, and it'll just be great to invest in something and not see your money disappear. You'd be amazed at how much motivation that could give you for investing. And so I would encourage you, don't look at the price of the stock. Begin to trade the percentage point increase. Don't worry about how much stocks you can buy for $1. Try to pick stocks where you're making a big percentage gain. Even if the stock is $100 or $200 or $300, you can make money through the percentage increase. And that's going to be motivating when you see your account in the green. You're not going to get frustrated, fed up, and a lot of people walk away. So don't get stuck trading just the penny stocks. Number 4 challenge that retail traders, and these are the things I want you guys to leave in 2022, is to overtrade and change your game plan constantly. You get into something and you go, oh man, this isn't working. You decide to jump out of it. You start listening to somebody else. And you start listening, then you jump into a new trade and you realize, oh, wait a minute, this one wasn't a good choice. I trusted this guy. I believed him. So then you follow someone else. You jump into another trade and you're over trading and you're shifting your game plan constantly. I can tell you that there's so much money to be made in Wall Street, but you want to find a plan, one that you can begin to understand. Find a stock. I think a lot of people should just consider trading the SPY, investing in the SPY, even learning how to buy puts and calls on the SPY. Don't try to learn every stock. Don't try to catch every fad or every trend. So don't overtrade in 2023. Those are my 4 lessons for you guys today. I'd love to hear in the comments section if any of you guys have got caught up in those mistakes. Let me know what your experience has been. Thank you guys for hitting the like. And if you don't want to trade alone in 2023 and you want to be part of a community, then hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell. Do it with us. I want to briefly cover my affiliate, the moomoo investment app. They are offering 15 free stock and a chance at $60,000. I have a community over on moomoo, Stocks with Josh, and a daily chat group. A lot of great conversation there called Stock Josh Fam. Get those free stocks, get a chance to win that $60,000. There's a lot that moomoo offers, free level 2 data, the lowest margin rates of any retail account. They've got the 8 order types. Then they've got the stock screener for finding stocks to trade. Check the link in the top pinned comment and don't trade alone. Okay, let's do a lightning round of stocks. I'm gonna give you guys a quick update on stocks that I talk about and stocks that I get asked about. I sold my Bank of America, my BAC, for a $2 profit, and I intend to rebuy below $30. I sold my BABA call options. I might have sold both of those early, but I felt good about it. I got in around the $88 mark, and I'm going to reassess it when it falls back below $87. Verb continues to show signs of life. Do with that what you may. I'm not selling mine. It's a Hail Mary pass. We're going to see what happens in 2023. I want to remind you guys, I'm not in Norwegian Cruise Lines right now. I gave a target signal of around $11.50. I had previously mentioned that it had to hold support at $13.50. It didn't. The candles looked terrible on the day that it closed at $13.50. I didn't get into it, and I brought it to everybody that $11.50 would be the next area that I will watch. I think $11.50 has a lot more support, so I might jump in then. I am holding my SQQQ shares, and I'm continuing to watch them print money. My recommendation is to buy puts on the SQQQ when the SQQQ runs up. When it runs up into the high 50s, then you could possibly do a short play on it. But I'm holding mine. I've told you guys I'm holding until it hits 70 bucks. That's what I'm doing. You do you. You do your own due diligence. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, sell, or hold. I'm just sharing with you guys what I'm doing with my money. In Tall at $6.50. Stop loss set at $6.50. Looking for a retest of $10. Tall continues to be strong in my eyes. I took a short on Target, TGT, at $152. I see rejection on a number of different indicators, and I think that Amazon and Walmart are going to do better than Target in the recession of 2023. I've been consistently calling this stock a short in $170 range, and ultimately I think we're going to end up around $130, but we'll have to see. I did a video on PayPal last week when it was at $67. It's since popped up to $75. I always bring these things to you for a reason. Whenever I do a deep dive on a stock, it's for a reason. PayPal has made a nice move, and it may have room up from here. Hopefully you guys were paying attention to that. I told everybody that Lucid was a dead stock when it was at $11, and today it was at $6.17 and falling. Lucid needs absolute incredible news to resurrect this stock right now. No news, in my opinion, would equal certain death for Lucid stock. DRCT, that's a new one. You guys have never heard me talk about it. Direct Digital Holdings. I put it on my watch list. I created a buy order. I'm going to do a follow-up video on that. You guys feel free to put it on your watch list. There's a reason I'm watching it. It's a cheap stock. It's the one I know you guys like, but I like the chart this time. So a good chart and a cheap stock might be coming together. It does seem to me that Tesla wants to go under $100, but it did close above the 108 price today. So don't imagine that the bulls have given up and they're just going to walk away from Tesla and hand it to the bears. There is always money to be made in the markets every single day on Wall Street. Don't give up in 2023. If you've made mistakes, put those in your past and realize that there is nothing but opportunity ahead. I hope that you can take to heart those 4 ideas I gave to you guys today. Remember, you've got to learn to hedge, or you need to learn to buy some put options, learn to invest in some inverse ETFs. So number 1, you can't just always go long. You need to figure out how to make some money when the markets fall. Number 2, don't get caught up in stories. Stories sell, but eventually stocks fall, and those two things collide. You guys know that there's a lot of bag holding right now for people that got caught up in narratives and stories of stocks that were just going to ever climb. That's the perma bull narrative. Don't get caught up in that as a retail trader. Number 3, don't just trade the price of a stock. Consider buying stocks that are more expensive and start looking at the percentage of them going up. The percentage of growth is really where you need to look. And number 4, don't overtrade these markets. Find a game plan, find a strategy, find a mentor, stick with it, follow that road down until you see some success. Don't overtrade. That's all I've got for you guys today. Tomorrow I'm on a flight. I'm going to be traveling back to the Midwest. Doing my best to stay connected with you guys. I'm excited about all the opportunity that is ahead of us, each of us in 2023. Don't forget, last moment, hit that like. Join the family, hitting by the subscribe and the notification bell. As always, my friends, peace and blessings. Take care. See you in the chat.